Well, morning after the draft, coach, has to feel like such a fulfilling time, I would imagine, as you have a hectic and a long night and so many months of preparation that go into what draft night is and was. How would you describe what it was like and your thoughts here the morning after?
Well, we're super excited about our draft picks. And yeah, there's a lot of preparation that went into this draft. Having multiple picks required, a lot of work on the part of a lot of people. So I'm appreciative of our staff doing such a fantastic job. Just an exciting night. It was unpredictable in some ways, there's a lot of talent coming into the league this year, and it's going to be super competitive because there's so few spots. We've got 144 players in this league, and it's tough for any rookie to break in. And as one of my colleagues rightly said, it's going to be tough. Those rookies got to bring it in order to unseat a veteran player for a position, but that just makes every camp more competitive. So we're really excited about our prospects and just can't wait to get going.
Did preparation change at all because of COVID, and how do you overcome those kind of obstacles?
Yes, it did change somewhat. We did a lot more assessment and study of the people that we drafted and others in the draft via game footage, on video film. Normally, we would spend a lot more time in person, and there's value to each. You do both, but this year was heavier on film as opposed to in-person evaluations. And of course, we were fortunate that by the time we got around to conference play and NCAA tournament play, we were able to go see live events again. So that just made it a little bit more challenging. We spent a lot of time talking virtually every day about draft picks and players and really trying to evaluate each person on their body of work, not one particular game or one particular event, but their body of work over the course of a season in what arguably was a challenging season for everybody.
You had a busy draft night, as you noted, more picks than a typical draft typically has for a team. But that fourth overall pick, your first selection, is the one that, of course, is going to get the most attention. Tell us what you like about Kaiser and the type of player that you're bringing into your system.
Well, the first thing is she's a winner and she's a worker. I mean, this young lady works her tail off, comes from a basketball family where basketball is in her blood, and she's going to give everything that she has to preparing herself, and has done that, and also getting better every day. Kaiser doesn't take anything for granted. She's a very skilled combo guard. She's a scorer, but she also plays the other end of the floor. And for me, one of the best attributes about Kaiser is that she makes other people better. So she's going to be a great teammate, a player that her teammates are going to want to play with. Her skill set is very good, very well-rounded. And as with any player, she's going to need to, adjust to pro level of play, but she's equipped with a great skill set, a great attitude, and a great work ethic to do so.
Going into draft night, you had one first-round selection. Coming out of it, you ended up with two. As you made a trade, you got into that late first round and took Aaliyah. Tell us a little bit about her and what it's like in that draft room as you perhaps see a player still there that you feel like you can go and get, despite the fact that you don't have a pick at that selection.
Well, the challenging thing with the draft is you're never going to get something without giving something up. So in fact, to get the 11th pick, we had to give up a player, and a player who, arguably was pretty good for us, Kennedy Burke. And, we, of course, wish Kennedy nothing but the best. She's landed in a spot with Seattle where she knows some people, Candace Dupree being one, but also her former college teammate in Jordan, Canada. So, again, we wish Kennedy well. The thing that attracted us to Aaliyah Wilson was, she was known earlier in her career as a scorer. And a matter of fact, she shot 42% from the three-point line, which is really, really good. But what she hangs her hat on that's really exciting is she's an elite defender. If you talk to people at Texas A&M, she wanted to guard the other team's best player every single time. She worked at that, and she's got the athleticism, the work ethic, the mindset to be an elite defender. And that's something that we identified as a team we needed to be better at. So again, as this process unfolds, you have to give up something to get something. So we wanted to improve our defense. We feel like we did that with Aaliyah, and really excited. She's an outstanding athlete, an outstanding young lady, will be a great teammate, and will be conscientious in all facets of the game.
Hearing from Tamika and now you describe your draft kind of as a whole, it seems like versatility and defense are two of the themes that keep coming up. Is that how you would describe what you were able to accomplish, and what do you hope that brings your team this year?
Yeah, with our 2 first-round picks, they can play multiple positions. So the game is moving towards, positionless basketball pretty much. And when you can get people who understand that you got to be equally invested at both ends of the floor, on top of their versatility, that just adds another layer to being able to adapt to the pro game. Okay, so we feel very good about that. We're excited about our other draft picks too, but we helped ourselves very much so in the first round, and I think those 2 players complement what we already have existing on our roster. You have to be careful of getting redundancy, and so, sometimes, people don't understand how the draft unfolds. A lot of times it's, hey, we took who we took. That doesn't mean there wasn't another good choice, but for what we're looking to improve upon, the fit we want, the attributes we're looking for in our locker room, we're looking for certain things, as are the other teams. And so that's why sometimes, it's not a popularity contest. If it were, rosters would look very different. So, it was a good draft night, I think, for a lot of teams. I feel very good about what we were able to do in our draft.
Well, let's look forward now, because the season is just under a month away. You've got training camp in there. And as you noted, league-wide, but with your team especially, you have a lot of talent and not as many roster spots as perhaps you have talent. So take us through what the next couple of weeks look like from a coach's position, as a training camp seems to be like it would be one of the more competitive ones in recent memory.
Well, you hit the nail on the head. Competitiveness is a high priority, and, training camp in every city is going to be extremely competitive. Players have to come with their A game. They got to come in shape, ready to go. And basically, hold no prisoners, take no prisoners, just go out and play and be the best version of yourself. That's what you're looking for. And hopefully you create an environment where, our job becomes tough. Like, hey, I would tell anybody, make it tough for me to cut you. That's your job. Take your skill set, be the best version of yourself, make it really tough for me to cut you. And then, that's what they pay us to do, to make choices that are difficult. If it's easy, then maybe you don't have the right mix, but when it's hard, that's good. And so then you continue that. What I'm hoping is that we'll get better each and every day at practice. We'll get better with each and every game, and we will see progress from the beginning of the season till the end.
Indiana Fever head coach Marianne Stanley, thank you so much for your time this morning, your perspective, giving us kind of an inside look at how everything on draft night went down. And I know things start to get really busy for you and your team here starting today. So best of luck, and we can't wait to see your team hit the floor here very soon.
Thanks, Pat. We appreciate it.